Hi everyone, and welcome to a new prompt. So it's the first Wednesday of the month and we're ready for the new prompt, which you would have heard Rachel reveal if you've watched her video first. So the prompt is to use some kind of vintage embroidery. So just some kind of old embroidery. It doesn't matter what year it's from, but I'm going to show you a few samples. I've got heaps of these, but I just pulled a few that I liked. Now with my navy or my blue, red and linen theme, a lot of these are really gorgeous and I love them, but they won't quite go. So this one's really great with the blue. If this was all reds, it's kind of pinkies and maroons, that would actually go really well. And I love that kind of cross stitch embroidery. So that's one kind of thing you could use. This is one of my favorites. I love birds. I look for them all the time. But this is too big. The colors are good, the blue and the red, maybe a bit too much green, but you know, you might want to use a big bit. Okay, this one again, I'm showing you quite a few with birds. I love the bird embroideries. That's what I search for the most. The problem with this one is the yellows, but you could cut the birds out and not have the yellows in there, but this one's really pretty. I don't think I'm going to cut that one up at the moment. Now this one is definitely, I think, an option, although it does have some green. It's tiny cross stitch. I think that the fact that it's got blues and reds will actually go quite nicely. So that's one I'm thinking about. Again, another bird one. If his chest was more red rather than pink, that would suit better. It's an old one. You can see the stains on it. But another bird one. This one is absolutely divine. I would love to put this one on, except for it's got the kind of orangey yellows and the purple, which probably won't go so well. But I'm going to have a look and see if I think it could work. This is a piece of embroidery on the corner of, I think this might have been a little handkerchief, which I think is really pretty, and I'm thinking of adding this in somewhere, so I'm going to keep this close by to add in later on. That flower's really pretty, simple but pretty. Again, another bird one. Too many colours here, too much yellow, but the actual bird is great. I love these types. I've got a lot of these. This one's got too much pink, but you know, you could use snippets of that. And then I've got this one, which I thought could go quite nicely because it's got the good blues in it. That actually has a bit of a pattern there. It looks like it still needs to be, so I can't see it on that side, can on that side, but it wouldn't matter. So I could stitch that one on in its whole piece because it is not too big. I do really love that one. I'm considering if that could work, that one. I'll just pull it down a bit so you can see it. Just considering that might work. But I do think that maybe this one would work. I have others as well. I have so many. I have boxes of these. I collect them. Where to cut that off. So I'm actually really undecided. I don't know that I'm going to be ready today. Oops, sorry, bumped you. I don't know if I'm going to be ready today to stitch down because I really need to think about which one I want to put on. What you could also do, say for example, like I really like that one, you could try and replicate the pattern and stitch it yourself. So that's an option. I think I need to maybe, I do think that's a good option too, but I'm not decided. You can see I'm tossing up between them. And then I've got more boxes, so I don't know if maybe I want to look for some more, which I might do this weekend. So today might be just a short video of me talking through some different ideas. I may not actually stitch today because I'm not decided. I need to think more about what I want. So anyway, I'm going to show you the other option. So you may have some old patterns like this, and these are some great birds. So I was actually thinking I could cut these out and embroider them, have a few embroidered in different places. So these are just a few. I've got lots of these transfer patterns as well. That one's been cut up a bit. This one is just a scrap that's got some birds as well. Oh, that could be, I like that one there. That could be really gorgeous. I'm actually thinking I might like to stitch that one down. These are all little scraps. I just bought this in a little bundle. I haven't actually opened it out like this. That little section there is really good. Semco pattern, an old Semco pattern. So that is an option. The other thing that I have, which I couldn't find at the moment, but I know I have them in boxes, is I have the linens like this, and they've got the pattern printed on, but they're not stitched. So this one actually has, I don't know if you can see the pattern really faintly, but they have the pattern printed on, they're not stitched, and I could find one like that and then stitch it in the colours I'm after, which is my reds and my blues and my linen colour. So that is the other option as well. So if you don't want to stitch it yourself, you can put the ones that are already hand sewn. If you don't have any, and you don't have any patterns, there are lots of patterns on Pinterest, or you could find an image of an old embroidery and just sketch it out yourself, or you could trace it like I showed ages ago, that you can just trace straight off the computer. So you've got a whole heap of different options. Okay, so I'm not ready to start. I'm not going to start now because I don't want to do something that I then don't really like or thought I could do something different. So it's only going to be a short video, just thinking about my different ideas. What I might do is I might go and find a few more options, and I'll come back and show you a few other things that I could consider. All right, I'll see you again soon. All right, so I've had a rummage through some more boxes, and I found a few more that I like. So this one I really like, and I feel like I could put that on. I know it's got a bit of purple, a tiny bit of yellow and green, but I feel like that could go nicely. It almost goes along with this one, the other one I liked. But anyway, thinking about that one, so that's going to be an option. If I just wanted to go blues, this is like a willow pattern. Certainly those little birds would be great. This one's got the right colours. I don't think this one's as old as some of my other ones. It looks a bit new, but it's the right colours. Another willow one. Like, that's gorgeous, but I'm going French style, not Chinese kind of style. So don't know that that part will go. Now this is what I'm talking about, where you may have access to, or may already have, some of the linens that have the patterns printed on them. So I don't know if you can see, because this is actually a very faded print, but there are poppies there, and I could stitch the poppies in red, and it's a vintage pattern on linen that I could use. Some more birds, which would go well. I could cut it out so it just has the red flowers, not the yellow. I love this one. This one I absolutely love. I've had another one like this. I put it, if you've ever seen my tablecloth I made for Christmas, I'm pretty sure I put one of them on. Yeah, but again, it's got maybe too much pink. But that's another option I'm going to consider. Okay, this one could go well. It's an old hand towel. So, yeah, it's got the right colours with a little bit of green. And then these are some of the ones that are the ones that are printed. Like, I could cut out a section of this and embroider the flowers in the right colours. And then this was one more. Could do the tree and embroider it on the old piece of linen and then stitch it down. It's already started in a bit of pink, but I could do this side in the right colours. So just playing around with ideas. Like I said, I don't think I'm ready yet because I still need to think about what I exactly want to do. That is quite big, but I could put that there, and maybe I want to embroider a saying or something in the middle. So many options to think about. Be cool to see what you guys do, what you like. If you've got any vintage things, you can get them from op shops, from antique markets. I'm assuming in America from, what do you have? You have estate sales, things like that. Or you might already have a collection, or you might have one that actually your granny made, or your mum, or some relative. So lots of things to think about, and I will, by next week, I'll be ready. I'll have made some decisions about what I'm adding. So only a short video today, playing around with some ideas, and then next week I will be getting onto it. So thanks for watching, and I will see you again next week. Bye.